Hello, I'm tax controversy attorney Richard Craig Krause, and I'm going to talk to you today for a few minutes about IRS filing notices of federal tax lien against you, your business, or your family. Now, these things are punishing, they're damaging, they're hurtful, and yet at the same time, I'm here to talk to you about changes in the law that can actually provide you with an opportunity not just to get out from underneath the burden, but literally to change history, to go back in time and take action that can remove that filed notice of federal tax lien from history so that nobody knows about it from this day forward. Now, do you know that the IRS, the collection machine, files nearly 1 million new IRS notices of federal tax liens against people and businesses each year? That means that each year, all those newly filed IRS liens get added to the tens of millions of other liens that were previously filed by the IRS. Now, imagine the level of disruption those things, that total action, causes across our nation. The truth is, when an IRS lien gets filed, people get hit hard. And when millions of liens are filed each and every year, millions of people, their families and their businesses are they're reduced to live day to day. Of course, if this would happen to you, what happens across the nation probably doesn't matter that much anymore. Instead, when it happens to you, it instantly becomes personal because it forces itself into your life, into your family and business life. There's no doubt about it. And to make matters worse, when the IRS files its lien against you, you feel like it's rubbing your nose into your problem. You don't have to be told that you're already delinquent. It actually hits you in the raw nerve, and it parades your inability to pay what the IRS demands right in front of you again. But worse still, it launches your delinquency into the public record. It announces to the world that the government has a legal right to your property. It announces that you're in default, that you're considered a bad risk, and that you are not credit worthy. Now, to say that that will wreak havoc on your life, your emotions, your family, and your finances is an understatement. At the very least, filed IRS liens will devastate your credit rating, and things can get worse. And I have to talk to you about the damage that these things cause, just for a moment. For instance, filed notice of IRS liens can keep you from getting a new job or cause you to be fired. They can keep you from receiving or maintaining a professional license, for instance, a financial advisory service. It can keep you from obtaining insurance or performance bonds. And it can force you to have to pay higher interest rates when you borrow money or you seek a loan. And that assumes that you're actually going to be offered the opportunity to borrow money when you seek a loan, because many conventional lenders automatically will shut you out. They can also prevent you from selling real estate, and even if you can sell real estate, those liens will divert proceeds from the property sales away from expenses which you feel are a priority. In other words, you're not going to get your money, and you're not even going to have the use of that money for purposes that would be better spent. Now, these liens, once filed, can also prevent you from buying business equipment or expanding, and they can actually keep you from buying a home because most mortgage lenders won't have anything to do with you until that lien gets corrected. Now, the destruction that those liens can cause actually continue after you've paid your IRS delinquency in full, or the statute of limitations on collection has already expired, or when you successfully complete a bankruptcy, or after you've fully paid an offer and compromise settlement that you reached with the IRS. Now contemplate that for a minute. It's crazy, but the truth is the negative impact that these liens can cause will continue even after the IRS files a release of lien, because the release of lien does not remove the notice that the IRS has publicly filed from the public record. In other words, once filed, it serves just like a billboard that announces your purported irresponsibility to the rest of the world. The answer is that lien needs to be removed from your history. It's as simple as that. Removed from the public record. And recent law changes provide an opportunity to accomplish precisely that. And these changes can provide you with a genuine opportunity to reestablish your credit and to actually improve your credit rating. They can give you a fresh start to access new credit and new credit lines and to get better rates. Yes, these changes can actually help to reestablish your financial stability, and they can help you build, ultimately, towards a retirement that probably won't be available to you if the lien remains. And once removed, the IRS notice of tax lien will no longer adversely influence how people, how banks, and how the rest of the world perceives you. So, for a minute here, I want to compare a few of these differences. The differences between allowing those liens to remain of record even after they're supposedly, quote, released, and not being there at all, because you're going to be treated differently in both of those circumstances. There's no doubt about it. And consider, for example, how much you'd have to pay additional if you borrow money for a 30-year loan at 8% as compared to a 4% interest rate on $100,000. Now, if you made all your payments on time, you'll pay $264,155 on an 8% mortgage, but only $171,869 for a 4% mortgage over that same time. You'll save more than $92,000. $92,000. And that's money that would be available to you over that time for other expenses. It could be considered completely discretionary income, or it could be contributed to a retirement plan for your own benefit. Now consider the positive feelings that will flow to you under the one circumstance versus the other. And that's part of this problem. It's not simply financial. But let's look at another financial situation. Let's look at a person who's trying to buy a car. And with that lien in place, many lenders will not loan any money whatsoever, even if you're willing to pay 15% on that loan. But let's assume that you are offered that opportunity and you're willing to pay 15%. You're going to pay thousands of dollars more when you compare that loan against a loan that may only charge you, in current market conditions, 1% or 1.5%. And even then, because of your financial limitations, you're probably going to be reduced to purchasing an older car, and one which is obviously not new and not under the same warranties as original manufactured vehicles. So you see how this has a tendency to not just snowball, but it affects so many components of your personal, your family, and your business activity. There's just no doubt about it. The point is, credit ratings are used to establish insurance premium prices, housing costs, equity loans, transportation costs, business loan terms, just to name a few. So it's time. Please check your credit report. Go online. Check your real property title history. If you find that there's still an IRS lien associated under your name, take the next step. Call us. You know that the IRS will not take any action on its own to clear your record, even after it's been paid by you in full. But we can. We can help you exercise your rights and initiate the challenge that's necessary to get that lien removed from history. And we know what needs to be done. We can move this away from the smear that consistently appears in that public record. Correct history. Regain your future. This is what we do. And thanks for listening and watching.